And I have returned. Welcome back. I have Cat. I have Ollie. Yes, Ollie. You trying to get away? You trying to get away? Yes, you were just about to climb on my shoulder. You were just about to try climb. No, don't go under the desk. You're sitting. You're gonna shit on my lap, or you're gonna go off to the side. There. He's done. He's done. He got what he wanted. He got what he came for. The petting that he wanted. And now he's out the door. Yay! Niobium is what we're working on today. If you're watching the VODs, welcome back. Do the social stuff and things and all that good stuff. So, we've left off with needing to get some glorious hot air going. Now, I want to point out that as far as I'm aware, this hasn't been changed yet. But I need to paste this literally one tile higher. This needs to be a tile higher. Excuse me. No, I meant cut. Thanks. This needs to cut and paste a tile higher. Do I really want to use small poles? Not really, but I'll go with it for now. What was I saying? I completely lost everything in my train of thought. It's just hot air. Hot air. Yes, I need the hot air. I need to connect the pipes for the hot air, and that's it. I need to now add a whole bunch of stone bricks for said hot air. Which means I think I need to go back for a few more things, but maybe not. Let me go down and grab this doohickey. I need a spot for this. Oh boy. A spot for this. That's gonna be there. Yeah, right there. Right there. We're good. So this is the second half of the stream, which means that the kittens can and will and have, one of them anyway, show up. That also means I can discuss anime now. I guess. I guess that's what I'll do. Is I seem to have been doing that this entire time in the second half of the streams, pretty consistently. So why stop now? Why stop now when I can continue annoying people with my talk of anime? But yeah, so I finished off the initial season of Sword Art Online's Alicization uh, series, and have started on what is this current season's War of the Underworld. So I am slowly but surely getting caught up on Sword Art. There, slowly but surely, and I have to say that I am glad that it did not end up as a damsel in distress story. It seemed like it was. It really does make it seem like it is that type of story, but as it turns out, it does change to something somewhat different than that. Yet still, it rings a lot with what's been done before, with even in the as far back as first initial season of Sword Art. It's like, okay, so we've got a 100-story tower to climb. Sounds a lot like season 1, that with their 100-floor dungeon to go crawl through. That they didn't actually crawl through the full 100 floors on, but I digress. So I have enjoyed it for what it is, but it don't think about it. Basically, like, don't think about the logical stuff that happens, the logical stuff that happens, because it's not actually logical. Like, the whole of the everything in the real world in this project alicization stuff for Sword Art Online is just beyond any sense of logic. Period. Like it's just no. It fails on so many levels. All the real world stuff is just no. It's just no. That's my thoughts on it. The real world stuff is terrible, but all the stuff in the simulation is fine. That's fine. It's enjoyable. The stuff in the actual simulation, just not real world stuff. Just not any of the real world stuff. Anyway, we're making Niobium. Did I enjoy it or not? You're not actually sure. It's entertaining, and that's all I can really say on Sword Art Online. Just in general, like the whole show it's entertaining. It has a really disappointing uh, set of arcs in the Fairy Dance and Gun Gale Online arcs because they are the same story told in two different settings. Like that's the basics between like what's the difference between Fairy Dance and Gun Gale arcs? Setting. That's it. It's the same story told in two different settings with some different characters. But and that is deeply disappointing that that's the case. But it's still entertainment. It's still entertainment, and yeah, the first arc, the actual Sword Art Online arc, is actually not that great either overall, because it just skips like the whole thing at the very end. It just skips to the end, and it's like that in the books too. The whole of the series is like book one. The whole of season one is one light novel. Two technically, because the second light novel tells some stories of the first, but they made a whole season of like 2 volumes, and that's it. And I think season one was extended too, so it's like it wasn't 12 episodes or 13, it was 24 or something along those lines, if I'm remembering correctly. I think most every season of Sword Art has been 24 episodes. So yeah, I don't see why it's as popular as it is, but I can see it being at least entertaining to be somewhat popular. That's my thoughts on it. It's not groundbreaking in any way, shape, or form. It is merely entertaining. All right. Continuing on. Now, I don't know what I'm going to watch after this. That's the other part of this. Is like, okay, once I get caught up, what am I going to watch next? Huh. I have to finish watching Overlord. That's what I need to do. Is I need to finish continue and watch the entirety of the third season of Overlord. Which my only real complaints about the Overlord series is that it's very censored by comparison to the source material. It's very censored compared to the source material. Oh yeah, there was more Bungo Stray Dogs. I watched season 1 of that, and yeah, it's not something I've thought about since. I guess that's my thoughts on that show. Is I watched it, I haven't thought about it since. Season 1, that is, of it. I did see that there was something new in regards to that. All right, so you have your stuff. You just need your oxide. That's the oh, I'm not looking at the right. Yeah, I am. I am looking at the right thing. Do your check mark. Do your check mark. I need two. We're working backwards. That's it. That's the other thing we're doing here is we are working backwards. Not that far. I need... This is making... Not the complex. No, no, no. This is making the actual solid. The solid stuffs. Here. Also, that doesn't need to go anywhere near that way. Two. Two? Wow, that's a lot for two. Input, input, input. No. There. Right there. That will take this stuff in. To the ammonia. Oh. Really? Ba, 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 ba. I need more pipe to ground. There you go. Enjoy your ammonia. While you can. And then it's one? Yes, one. One whole doohickey. Making the concentrate. Or the complex, excuse me. It is very complex, this stuff. Also very complex is the actual logistics involved in this, because it can get screwy with scaling. That's that one, and then that one there. Blink. And power. Yay! We did it! Now to classify, ball mill, and jaw crush. Also have that. Classify. Ball mill. Jaw crush. Spacing. Anyway. That. And to... Where is it? Where is it? That one and... that one. From you. Now, you make stone as well, so... Yeah, da 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 da. Stone, the other direction, and you make gravel. So I guess it's the same exact thing. Make me split gravel out. Gravel. There you are. To the other side. You know, it's gonna be better to have this there, and that there. That'll be stacked. Because why not? That'll go this way. Never forget that you can right angle out of the stacking belt boxes. That's the rather important mechanic. It is a rather important mechanic. I need to go one tile under because otherwise that can contaminate. If I have a splitter here, it can contaminate this. Now, the Neo. The actual ore in. Let's make sure you've got power as well. That... Oh, right. There's also sand. There is also sand. Yeah, that doesn't work. There. That will do. That will do greatly. Just keep adding the stuff in, and we are making plates. Plates! Plates exist. We have existent plates now. Question is, of course, the hell are we gonna do about getting these plates out? That is always a good question. This is going to go in... Actually, over here. Why? Because I need to do that. There we go. Plates! Glorious and beautiful. Wonderful plates. Now, where is that line? There. Oh boy. We've got Neo. I can't believe it. We actually did what we set out to do on this day. That's shocking. Shocking. We actually did what I wanted to do today. And we still have an hour plus left today. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. To actually have done the necessary progression. So we have Niobium. This is the first of the major green science milestones. Niobium is an absolute milestone because it gives so much stuff. It unlocks big power poles. It unlocks Niobium pipe with Niobium underground pipes, which have significantly greater underground distance for traveling over longer distances. They are, however, quite fragile, so there is that too to consider. However, you also need Niobium pipe and Niobium plate for a few rather key buildings, particularly the hydrocyclone, which uses Niobium pipe. You need a hydrocyclone in order to actually do the unslimed iron level of processing. So remember how last time I talked about wanting to get into unslimed iron processing? Well, you need niobium before you can do unslimed iron. That is key. So I'm going to set up a couple of these, making niobium pipes. Just a couple, making pipes, because they don't really consume all that many plates per. They're rather slow on these recipes. Just the one making the undergrounds is fine. I can now switch my pipes to something else. Now, the wrought iron is incredibly useful, but I like aesthetics. So I'm going to request 200 pipe to ground and 300 pipe, and completely eliminate the iron pipes from my inventory. They are now superfluous. I can now officially make the hydrocyclones. I don't think I added a thing for them. I don't think I put a spot for that already. I could be wrong. I could always be wrong. Oh yeah, sand extractors also need niobium plate, which is rather annoying. I'm looking for things that don't have any output yet, because that means that they are limited by niobium. Yeah, it doesn't look like I added the hydrocyclone, so there we go. There's the hydrocyclone being made. Once I have the stuff to make it. Note that this uses classifiers, and therefore uses the circuits in the form of the classifiers. That's why this doesn't have circuits as a requirement. Yeah, just waiting on that niobium plate now to snake its way all the way down. That looks like a pretty decent output, by the way. That looks pretty good, and I'm pretty sure it's limited. Oh, it's not limited by the. Hmm. I'd expect this to be limited by the ammonia. This should be limited by the ammonia. This is limited by what? What? Excuse me? But do I need a second? 30. 30? 30, so that should be fine. That should be fine. It's trying to pull 17.1 urea worth of ammonia, and that's not possible, so something's a little bit off. Something is a little bit off. Don't know what, but anyway. It's doing stuff. This is 2.1, so yeah, this should be mostly not working, this third one, and these should be constantly. And as long as that looks normal, then it's about 3 out. Less than 3 once it clears the ammonia. Once we have cleaned out the ammonia, should be fine. And this also is 1.3 as well, so it's not the full 2. And this is just the 1, it's 0.7 AU, so you shouldn't be the whole time operating 0.8, 0.9, and 1. So it is the full output of this singular jaw crusher. Interesting. Alright. We now have Neo plates coming in and doing work. Doing work. I have 0 logistic bots free right now. That means I should add some logistic bots into the system. How many have I made? I have another 100. Go. Do work for me. Do glorious work for me. This is going to consume a ton of resources, by the way, just for the moment. At this moment... Hey, we've got pipes. Pipes! Pipes are flowing! The pipes be flowing! Of course, they're gonna prioritize giving me my request for the moment, but I'm okay with this turn of events. So we've got the prettiest pipes available to us. These are the shiny metal pipes, as opposed to the other pipes that come after this that aren't even remotely looking as good. Immortal is here! And is late. And Immortal has missed the entirety of me setting up the niobium processing. I have set up niobium processing. I also have, like, rails now. I have a rail base-ish that I need to actually start building in at some point, but, before building into this, I wanted to have access to the big power poles. Yes, rail blocks. Rail blocks as the Ollie walks past me. Yeah, so I right in here, did some initial niobium plates. Just the initial amounts from the outputs from the borax. The thing about this is that the borax will continuously move. How do I know that? Because it is getting used in the production of iron and aluminium plates, and both of which get voided rather than back up. So I am actually consistently consuming this, which means I will have a consistent supply of the uh, Neo, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I've got my Niobium. I don't have anywhere near enough ammonia to fully cover the plates that are being produced, but I've got some, and that's all that matters for now. I've got some ammonia, which I built over here, by the way, the production of the HCl from chlorine, processing saline water. And over here, I built out what I needed to get the beautiful organic solvent. I am actually doing the dedicated acetone. I am doing the dedicated acetone for the acetone for the organic solvent. It is only ideal at this phase of the game. Only ideal at this phase of the game to avoid having to do phosphate processing and spending phosphoric acid on cumene. And then, of course, the ammonia is up here from urea because you don't get access to the nitrogen, hydrogen, ammonia recipe until blue science or until vat brain biocomputing, which, yeah, that's not going to happen until I have at least silver. Now, as for what else Immortal has missed, he missed me discussing anime already, so that's a thing too that you missed. You missed me saying that Sword Art, this most recent Alicization stuff, was at least entertaining on the actual simulation part of it, and completely bonkers wacko, like not even remotely in the realm of logical thought on the real world stuff of Sword Art for this season. So yeah. Yeah, that's my thoughts. It's like none of this makes even remote sense. Like logical sense on the real world stuff that goes on. But all the stuff that's in the simulation, yeah, that's fine. That's fine, entertaining, wonderful. Otherwise, just nah, not buying it. Not in the slightest. Not buying it. Too many errors in logic in the real life stuff. But anyway, I'm still working through that. I've just started the first few episodes of this season's War of Underworld stuff, so I have to get caught up on that. There's like episode 16 now, and I'm like on 4 or 5, something along those lines. But eventually, I will be remotely caught up. I have hydrocyclones now. Yay! I have the hydrocyclones, which means I can do the unslimed iron processing if I so desire. What do I desire? That's the question. What's next? So I have a to-do list. That's yeah, it's a bit. It's a little bit of a thing. I have completed Neo. I could do unslimed iron. I could do grade 4 copper processing. I guess the real question is, what is my current bottleneck? Has Pi given signs of activity lately? Not really. No, I haven't really seen Pi. I haven't really seen Pi around at all. Not in the streams lately. The last time Pi said something was laughing at me when I said that my cat shut down the computer. When a kitten shut down my computer while I was streaming. I think. That was the last time, anyway. That's the last time I remember. So, what are my bottlenecks? That is the question, because that is what will determine what I do next. That will determine what I will do next. So, there is the idea of starting to put stuff onto the rail network that's on my mall already, or on my bus. Um, looks like I need coke, and rubber will ignore the urea for the moment. As for you, circuits are always nice. Uh, biosamples. Biosamples are limiting science at the moment, but won't forever limit science. Yeah, it's more resources. That's really what I need, is just more resources. I don't need more iron at the moment, though. Iron I have plenty of. Steel I actually have plenty of after diverting more iron into steel. So that's fine. That's all fine, but I do need titanium, more titanium for the biosamples. That, I think, is the main consumer right here. So into the bio containers, I need a lot more titanium. And I am quite lacking on coke, and it's that lack of coke that is the contributing factor to my lack of circuits at the moment. Because my coke goes down this line and is trying to get used for graphene, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough graphene for my vacuum tubes. Don't have enough graphene for my vacuum tubes, or don't have enough coke for the graphene for the vacuum tubes. So there's that to work on as one of the issues. There's the transitioning of all of this onto my rail network, which I guess if we're gonna start doing stuff on the rail network, I may as well start doing the blue science, or the blue science, the green science level of processing of plates to be put onto the rail network. That sounds like the idea for the moment. What are you up to? Oh, the big power poles. That's what you're up to. Yes, I have need for a few big power poles. What is best way to get bio coke in PyBlock? So I've looked at this for coal, but I haven't really looked at the coke, because I think that the coke is likely just going to be heavy oil tar. Like, the best way of getting coke as coke would be heavy oil tar. That particular recipe. Because you can get tar from stone on demand, and you can cycle the coke to feed the burners to kill the tailings dust and coarse fraction that you get out of making the tar from stone recipe. So that, I think, is like the winner on coke production. Otherwise, the coal, your choice is seaweed going into raw coal and doing raw coal processing, or doing wood to coal. Yes, you have water to stone. Well, it's water to soil to stone. It's water to soil to stone, so it's 2 soil extractors to 1 washer to make 2.5 stone per second, and you need 10 of that to feed a single DDC making tar, making 250 tar per second. So it's 1 DDC, 10 washers, 20 soil extractors, and however much water sources you need for that. That gives you 250 tar, which, by the way, is also equal to 50 biomass per second. Which, yeah, that can feed a bit of power, actually. Just gonna throw that concept out there. What do you mean King was evil when he made the ratio? What ratio? 1 to 10 to 20? I mean, I've got several. I've got several of these setups. Hey, there it is. There it is. That's 1 to 10 to 20. 1 to 10 to 20. That's my blueprint of it. That's the blueprint I spent a little bit of time making. And I have several. Several. This is just for 1,000 per second. I have more than this. More than this I have. And I void excess to keep it moving. So it's constantly flowing. So, yeah, if I look at... I actually wanted to look at this at some point. If I actually add the heavy oil from tar... Excuse me, but what? Heavy oil from tar. Where or art thou? There you are. Tar plus vacuum. If I do ingredient input and I am like 250. 250. One of these. One of these. Yellow belt. Hello, Ollie. Hello. Hello. Want to say hello again? Want to say hi? Want to say hi? It's my Ollie. Mwah. Yeah, it's just my Ollie, my gray boy. Yes, I know you don't like being held that way. There, go lap, and then you can do what you want to do from there. You're gonna jump down. There you go. So it's 16.7 Coke for that 250 in, right? That's a good amount of Coke. It's a good amount of Coke right there. That's a pretty good amount of Coke. That is not much heavy oil though. I'll throw that out there. That is not a lot of heavy oil from the tar input, but I mean it is something. I would use this as primary Coke. Me personally, I would use this primary Coke. I wouldn't bother going the processing of coal to Coke through the red hot Coke process, unless I want the coal gas, so that I don't have to spend stone bricks. Which, again, stone bricks are free. Yes, the coke oven gas is what I'm referring to. But yeah, it's like again the bricks are free. So I'm not worried about actually going into the cycling of stuff because I can still do a set and forget recipe for hot air in PyBlock because it's PyBlock. Let's see, what was I requesting? The heavy oil refinery. I need some of that. I need some of that. I could use the 10 washers, yes, but the 20 soil extractors. I'm totally doing this, by the way. I need more coke, so I'm making more coke. I need additional supplies of coke, so I'm making myself a yellow belt of coke. Right now, that is what I am doing. The thing which I shall do. Did they give me the things? Yes, they did. They gave me the things. Yay! My car has been left behind, by the way. The crawdad, I have no use for crawdad quite yet. I think I am perfectly okay with doing this running myself up and down the mall. So, where do I want to do this? That's the other question. That's the other point. Where exactly do I want to do this? Because do I really need that coke up here? Not really. I need the coke more down here consistently. So, yeah. Looks like I lose some here to feed in this. So I think what I want to do is like feed in additional coke here somehow. Probably from up here. This looks like a pretty good line to, whoops. To add some additional coke. Of course I would choose this particular line. Great. Get out of my way. This is the way. So, there's plenty of space right here. Right in here. Plenty. I have a blueprint. Somewhere. Do I not? I don't have it on me. What? I never added you to here. What? Oh no, you're in the Paidu Rails. What am I thinking? You are in my blueprint book. Somewhere. I passed it, didn't I? Pretty sure. There we go. Tar! The glorious and beautiful tar. Yeah. Yeah. Tar. Also, I figured out why the nanobots were slow last time. I sort of fingered that out. So yeah, as it turns out, nanobots have tech that increase the speed in which they do things. Nanobots have tech that increase the speed in which they do things. So yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. I need to upgrade from wrought iron pipe to Neo, and from iron pipe to grounds to Neo in this. Hey, that can go away. Oh, wow. Water wells. Hi, I need more of you. I apparently need another water well. Oh, water well? Bots, bring me water well. Good to see that my alert, which I'm blocking by the way, but my alert telling me that I have 189 big power poles left to place down. That number used to be over 300. That number was 387. Now it's 188. As my bots go and place down all these big power poles everywhere. It's glorious and pretty and magnificent and beautiful and wonderful, and I like it. I like it a lot. There's the crawdad, by the way, right up there. Right up there. Got a big loop going around of the rails at the moment. This isn't actually gonna be here. This isn't gonna be a thing. No. This isn't gonna go up here. Just like this isn't gonna go to the side. These can just be T intersections. But I wanted something that I can just grab, just copy and paste. So if I wanted to, I could just copy this thingy. The problem is all these stupid medium power poles now. I don't need all of them anymore. I need to adjust everything. All of the everything. So I should have been given all the stuff that I need again. Get rid of those irons. I don't need those irons. Thank you, robots, for giving me everything. I don't need that fish. And I don't need those urea either. Just clean some of this out. Wait, what? One? One. Am I not making these? Hey. Bots. Question. I don't think I'm making these. I am not making these. I must have handcrafted that one that I do have. Hey, make these. Please. Make these thingies. Wow. You not only need the actual advanced foundries, you also need more circuits. Why? Why does a building that need another building still need additional circuits on top of that? Like, at least the hydrocyclone makes sense. It's using a classifier that in and of itself also is consuming circuits, right? Doesn't the classifier also consume another building? Where's my classifier? Classifier. It consumes assembling machines and additional circuits, which the assembling machines are also circuits. So you've got a machine being used to make a machine, being used to make a machine in the hydrocyclone. Jeez. That's obscene. Slightly obscene. Anyway, make things. You used a lot of resources to make those, but thank you. I need 4. 4 of these. So please go faster. Please go faster. What I wouldn't give to have the circuit 2s like now. So I could do stack inserters. Complex circuit boards, red circuits would be great to have, as well as the advanced small parts. But nah, can't do that yet. As for the small parts too, or whatever the hell they're called, advanced small parts. These stainless steel needs stainless steel, which that's going to be fun because that's going to need aramid, as well as cobalt and ferrochrome. So and phosphate. Yeah, that's gonna be so fun. So very fun. Quotes around the fun. This time around though, I am going to be building everything on the rail network. Everything will be built on the rail network, and I will have to think about how I want to organize my various rail blocks. Because, I mean, clearly I'm going to have some space in blocks devoted to train stations, right? Just some space will be devoted to train stations, but the rest of the blocks, they are rather huge. So I'm thinking that maybe our train stations are going to be capable of having multiple things being loaded onto them. And we're going to do multiple things per block. Make multiple things per block. If possible. There'll be some things that are going to need to have all the space of each of those blocks, but otherwise, yeah, we'll make a bunch of stuff and try to build so that we can scale things. And ideally, if I build properly, what I can do is then, if I need more of stuff, just copy the whole dang thing and paste it down in another block. Granted, of course, these blocks are massive. These are massive rail blocks. They are very massive rail blocks, and trying to scale this either down or over or both that's going to be a lot of landfill, and that gets me to a point that I haven't made yet today. Landfill. I have switched my landfill type using the power of the landfill painting mod to grass rather than the standard blocky landfill. The goal is to replace all of this with grass so that we aren't running around on dark dirt all the time. However, if you are playing the PySuite currently, the PyBlock current version, what you'll find is that the landfill painting mod landfill only stacks to 100 units per stack of landfill, of the types of landfill that are added into here. PyBlock normally overrides the landfill stack size to 1,000 units rather than the base vanilla 100. So, I have added some code that changes the landfill types in landfill painting to be stack size 1000. That is a manual edit that I did. I posted it on the Discord server, tagging King Arthur to add this line if he wants to make the stack size 1000 on these. It's there. It's on the Discord. You can do it yourself. I point out the exact line to add and the line to add to change it to 1000 stack size for all these things. I mean, I wrote that code anyway that makes the landfill painting landfill use the same recipe as the landfill recipe in PyBlock. That I can say that that's my contribution to the cause of PyBlock is I made the bit of code that integrates landfill painting into PyBlock in that way that makes the recipe identical to the other landfill recipe. But now I've also had to add in a little bit of just one little line of code that makes the stack size 1000 for all of those as well. Granted, I still haven't done anything in regards to having that setting work on all of the landfill types if you don't have the rotate option enabled. Rotate to cycle landfill type, that sort of stuff, because grass, that landfill type of grass, quote unquote, is very specific. In that if I push R while holding that grass, it will become a different type of grass. I went way too far up my bus here. And it's also somewhat random which type of grass you get when you start laying down the stuff, or when you click on the button. You can see if I push R, you can see the different texture types. If I push R and cycle through, so there's various different types of grass. So we won't be all one type of grass throughout this. Anyway, where am I going? Right in here. Hello. Hello, my tar. My glorious, beautiful, wonderful tar. I need my 4 heavy oil refineries. It's a good thing I have the beautiful doohickeys now. Oh, right. Oh, I do have a gap. Good. Whoops, that is actually too far. There we go. That will do it. It's a good thing I have Niobium pipe, because this distance in these huge buildings is obscene. It doesn't actually work elegantly with iron pipes. But hey, now I have more piped ground length to work with here. This also needs vacuum. How much vacuum each? Two. Two each. That's ever so slightly problematic. But we'll manage. Do that. Add a power pole. Yes, that will work. There we go. Ta-da! Now, to get the heavy oil out. And voided. Now, heavy oil is a fluid, which means it should be sunk. It is being sunk. Yay. Now I have a consistent supply of beautiful, wonderful, and glorious coke. Beautiful, wonderful, glorious coke. Now, this is somewhat dumb. Somewhat dumb, but it works. Yep. This works. This works. Actually, I want that. What are you doing in the window, kitty? Over in that direction? Oh. Hi. So we have a bookcase over in the back corner of the office, and Ollie just got to the very tip top of that bookcase. Are you gonna sit there for a second while I take a picture of you? Uh, uh, uh. So, mm, he's on top of the thing, all the way up. That's the ceiling above him, right now. That's the ceiling. Yeah, that's the top of the bookcase. He made it. He made it all the way up there. That's what he does. That's Ollie. Now, can you get down? Can you get down now? It's a bit of a jump to get down. I guess he's probably going to be stuck there for the next half hour. We shall see. So I have a thing of Coke now, just to make use of this before it gets nerfed. Yeah, because I mean, come on. This I swear should maybe at some point, like I expect at some point this will change to make Coke in this way. Like this is too much Coke. This is too much Coke. Out. Um, have the Coke double the heavy oil. Frankly, that's what change needs to be made here. It. Oh yeah. Also, I need to void. Voiding is good. Yes, voids. Voids. Unleash the void. Where are my thingies for voiding? That would be ideal. If I can find a setup that I can actually use. Wait, don't I in my blueprint book have this? I should. Voiding, voiding. There it is. Hello, voiding. Uh, hmm. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just do opposite. Ahem. Ta-da! Void the things. That should be fine, by the way, for one of these. As long as it moves consistently. There we go. There is our consistent supply of a ton of coke. Well, that was fast. That was quick. Now he's grooming himself up on the tippy top of that bookcase. Now he's grooming himself. Well, what's the next bottleneck? Geez, that should in theory increase my supply of circuits. That should in theory make it so that I'm constantly producing the 1 per second, 1.1 something per second. Here, looks like it. Looks like I've actually now managed to start producing more than I need. So this is the full, I think, 1.25 from this one singular thingy, or 1.5, something like that. Singular chip shooter. Bang boom pow. Haven't seen Dolly today. Dolly has not visited. No, Dolly has not visited. I'm sad. Alright, next bottleneck is technically rubber. That will not be as fun to fix. Down to 59 big power poles left, which is fantastic. Far fewer flashy lights. It's always a good thing. Let's see. So that was... Oh. Really? Are you hurt? No, but you did get down. What did you do? What did you do? Yes, what did you do? What did you do? So he was sitting on top of a, like, panel. Like, ceiling panel or something. Along those lines. And, it fell off the top. Something like that. Anyway. As he was climbing down. You leaving me? Good. What's next? Options. We have options. What is the next main bottleneck? Always have to ask, what is our bottleneck that we can address? The bottleneck we can address. So, I'm thinking it's about time that I just start to plan out and work on the unslimed iron. Unslimed iron, that sounds good. So that would be this line? No, that'd be this line. This line will get copied and pasted. Set to ingredient input. Set to... How much? How much do I want? 15? Do I really want 15, or do I want 30? Or do I want 30? That's a better question. Do I want more? More is always an option, or do I want 150? Oh boy. Um, that's a little big. That's a little big, for one of these blocks, squares. So let's say 750, 75? No. Nah. 45. 75 is times 5. 15 is 5 yellow belts. I could do 15 by 5 and it's still going to be the same. That would be a compressed belt of a single compressed belt of iron ore processing all the way up the line. The inputs I would need would be a solid fuel as well as the oxygen. So I would need to make sure that I have a solid fuel on my network first, or am making it locally, which, as you could see, I have a way of making solid fuel locally from water now. Sure, more mining speed, as if that matters in the slightest. So this little thing that I just had built up over here by my thingy, yes, this little thingy right here, this is Coke on demand, right? This right here is Coke on demand. A yellow belt of Coke on demand. Like, that's how powerful this is. That is how strong this is. Now, even if this produced half as much Coke and twice as much heavy oil, it's still a great way of getting Coke. Like, even if I need 8 of these, right? I can just put down 8 of these. And that's now my blueprint. Thus is the issue with being able to balance a style of play like this. Like, just how does one properly balance this when ultimately it all comes down to copy pasting a whole bunch of blueprints, making stuff from water. Like, I have now officially solved the problem slash the question of how to get Coke, right? Like, that is question of how to get Coke from water solved. Now I can go in and I can address this by getting rid of this line of crap. I don't need this belt in here at all. I do need that belt though. Do need that belt. Don't need this belt. Just be very careful with my pointer. There we go. That gets rid of that. I don't think I really need any of that either. Some of this can get moved, etc., etc. I don't need that stuff. It's using the small power poles. I can upgrade it to the mediums just fine. It'll overdo it on the mediums if I do that, but oh well. Save that, and I think that's it. That's good. 'Tis good. This is Coke on demand. Yellow belt of Coke via 250 per second tar via stone 25 per second. Stone also makes minimal amounts of heavy oil, tailings, dust, and force fraction. So, there you go. Save that. We're good. Add that to my blueprint book, because hell yeah, or my game blueprints, because that is amazing. Also, throw it there too. Why the heck not? Oh right, so if I have it in game blueprints, it's not then added into my blueprints. Why? No idea. You have to make a copy of it, and then you can put it into game blueprints, and then you'll have both. This is literally an inventory now. The blueprint screen is an actual inventory. But yeah, it's just wow, that is an exploit. Yeah. Hello. And then will it yeah, it reduces if you do that. Hey, I can I can game the system. I can hide a single thing all the way down by moving it one line at a time. Isn't that neat? Look at this feature. This beautiful vanilla feature of Factorio. Let's not mess with that too awfully much. I don't want to completely break things. So, we also have to think about how I want to get the ore as well, which is going to present its own set of problems because I have to ask myself, do I want to ground bore this iron? Do I want to ground bore the iron? Why are you showing not ore? Iron ore. Show me iron ore from ground boring. Which would be what? Here. So, to get 75, yes, this automatically makes a linked block and it gives you the 75. So if I go up here and I change this to some other value, it'll update automatically this to say how much I need. 1,250 coal gas. Well, that's the first thing here. That's going to be, you know, a few of those setups for tar by itself, just for the coal gas. That's going to also need drill heads, which, yeah, about that. About that, see? That's another thing that you have to keep in mind is this drill head expenditure, right? Granted, when I get access to silicon carbide, that would be better. I don't know why, but, like, all the ground boring recipes are using drill heads, like, every one of them. I think every one of them of these ground boring recipes uses drill heads. Let me go to the tech tree. Excavation 1. Drill head. That's the sand extractor. Drill head, drill head, drill head. Drill head, drill head, drill head. Drill heads, drill heads, drill heads, drill heads. Every single one of them in that machine uses drill heads. What does that mean? That means the machine should use drill heads as a fuel source rather than power. The machine should use drill heads as fuel on the ground borer. Yes, Ollie, my sweet boy. Hi. You've joined me again. You want to be with me? You want to be with me? Yeah, so that's the point I'm trying to make is yeah, the why? I mean, yes, that is part of the balance here of the ore outputs. There's varying amounts of drill heads for the ore outputs, but really, I think that the drill heads for the ground borer machine should be a fuel and not an item that is consumed per cycle. I think it should be a fuel on those. That is my personal opinion, that since every single recipe in the ground borer uses drill heads, which have a fuel value, the ground boring machine should use the drill head category as a fuel source for its power, which would also allow one to use not just drill heads, but also the mega drill heads on ground borers, which, yeah, is a good option to have, right? Being able to use the mega drill heads. I have a kitty. Hi. Ollie. so that's my thoughts right now. If I want to go this route, that is a lot of work, and then there's the actual drilling fluid one as well. So it's like, oh, do I go through this effort to do iron, or instead of all of that nonsense, how about just doing this? How about just doing this process and just ignore everything from everything? It's still 1250 tar, right? It's it's less tar. It's less tar overall. It's less tar, and it's only tar with some steam. Uh, not steam. Excuse me, I have access to the wonderful standard quenching towers now. And it's a bunch of copper ore to also use. And, saline and tailings and flue gas to last the rest of my life, basically. So, yeah. Ollie? Ollie, what are you doing to my green screen? Sleeping on it, that's what. Laying down and getting comfy. Yeah, so the obvious answer here is do this and void excess of both ore types. Just do this and void the excess of both ore types. Now, this is a lot of quenching towers, so I think I need to go and find the spot I'm making quenching towers and expand how many I have on hand at any one time by a bit. By a few. I need a few more. Just like I'm pretty sure I need to get my summary here. A few more of other stuff. Yes, they only sleep on the things that you need at the moment. That is true. So I only need 20 automated screeners. So that's what I have. I have that. I would need more ball mills, which I started making today. I need to make sure that I have at least, we'll add a couple more stacks of those. I need more of the jaw crushers than what I currently am storing, as well as way more of the hydro classifiers. In fact, I don't think I'm making any hydro classifiers at the moment, so that needs to be added there. Glorious hydro classifiers, all of them. And boffs with casting units. Now, the boffs and casting units, am I actually automating those? I don't see. If I push L and I look for casting, I do. And basic, I do have them. Wait, why is that? Oh. Huh? Who's network 3 and 4? My character is network 1, but who is network 3 and 4? Hello? What? What? These are all connected as far as I'm concerned. Oh. Hello. Ah, that's connected there. Which, no, those two are not connected there, so this is its own independent. This is its own independent thing. On this is all its own. But if it was all on its own, it would have... What? They wouldn't have built this, would they? Huh. Well, that's interesting. No, this has to be connected to this. Interesting. Interesting mechanics in this game. But anyway, I do at least know that I have 30 of the buffs. Ah, there we go. Make more. Make more. There we go. That should be that. I haven't looked at how many electrolyzers I need on this yet, but I'll manage. One. Wow. 3 more mining speed upgrades? How many mining speed upgrades does one need? All of them, obviously. Oh. I sorta didn't actually limit this chest. Oopsies. Oop, oopsies. I didn't want that one limited, but I needed to limit all these other ones. Oopsies. Oops. That's where all my circuits went. Huh. Now I know. So that's what all the circuits were being spent on. Good. Fine. Planning on a gigabase, yes. Actually, yes. This particular playthrough, I am thinking of potentially going all the way to 10 per second of sciences. I am thinking potentially of doing 10 science per second across all sciences on this particular PyBlock base. But we shall see what happens along the way. I barely managed to show 1 science per second on the PyDo base. Otherwise, yeah, I'm thinking 10. Like, basically the most anyone's done in a Pi base is 5. That's Immortal Sniper doing 5. I haven't seen a modern full Pi Suite base go past 5 per second. Like 1 per second is already pretty insane, but going beyond that, even like beyond 5, it just massively multiplies the pain. So we're maybe 10, maybe 10, maybe 10 will be the goal. The issue with 10 though is yeah, that space science is pretty expensive, as is the utility science. So just know that I have not at this point in time completely decided upon what the ultimate goals are going to be, but I am sort of considering 10 science per second in this base. Yeah, 10. Wherever the heck space science is, there it is. Yeah, you know, 10 of that stuff is not going to be particularly simple. 10 of 10 of this stuff. These are the same recipe twice. Why? Don't know. But yeah, it's a bit of stuff. It's a bit of stuff. Just looking at that 70% input, by the way. Just looking up down to here. That's 667. It's 666 and 2/3 I think it's just rounding up. That is a lot. That is a lot of ore. That is a lot of ore. A lot of ore. That is 200 quantum computers. 200 quantum computers without any of the anything or beacons and stuff. So yeah, about that. We shall see. We shall see. Uh, if we want to run the game at 10 frames per second, the goal will be 10 science per second. If we are okay with the game running at 10 frames per second. But anyway, enough with that shenaniganry. I have decided that this is going to be a thing. I, off screen, will likely build this portion because we've seen this portion already. We have seen this on the 15 per second scale on the copper, right here. It's this, which I am reminded that I need to delete a lot of these because I did not scale that properly. So this is 15 copper per second. So just a whole bunch of this for this. Whole bunch of this for this, and I plan on doing that off screen. And I will likely also work towards building this iron processing through the dust. Maybe. Definitely through the processed iron. Like that's what I'm doing now is processed iron into molten. Pretty sure built right here. Yeah, processed iron into molten. But yeah, I want to build this whole thing out on screen, but this initial set of steps is just it's a lot of buildings. I need to make sure that I have enough buildings for it and just have it on me and have some sort of a plan in mind on building all this with a train station in mind, because this is going to be a lot of stuff. I also need to consider steel, the molten steel, which, yeah, I need to be like, hey, 50%. It's like, do I really need 120 plates? Not particularly. Didn't I? Oh, you're on Matrix Solver, that's why. Uh, bleh. 50% of that. The rest goes into the molten steel, which would be, a lot of steel as well. So, hey, there we go. That'll go into molten stainless and all that good stuff as well. If only 50% of that goes through to plates and then the rest into stainless casting. A whole 2.6 stainless if we do this way. So, yeah. The plan begins here. Molten on the rail network is how I think I'm going to handle this. The molten iron on the rail network, and then do molten steel, stainless steel, super steel separately. That's probably how I'm going to handle that, and probably even the iron casting itself is going to be some other location. We're just going to make molten iron in the build for the molten iron, and then we'll do a build that'll take molten iron to make molten steel, and we'll have a spot doing casting of iron, casting of steel, casting of super steel, stainless steel, all that good stuff. So, it is now time to end off video. By the way, in case you are wondering, if you push F4 and you scroll down to this spot here, show logistic robots on map, that's what shows these little squares. Each little square on the map is a robot. It does also show you the construction bots. So right now these are all the active Logibots on the map, and then it shows when I put stuff down all the all the constructo bots that'll go and do my work for me, do my job for me. Also useful in here is the show recipe icons on the map. That's all these beautiful recipe icons on all of the buildings. That's that setting. It is vanilla, base game setting. Also show debug info in the tooltips and the FPS to get your stack sizes and stuff in the tooltips and the wonderful little FPS UPS marker up top. That's the F4 menu. When in doubt, F4. As I say, all the freaking time, because it comes up all the freaking time. What did we get done today? Niobium processing was the main thing that got done today. I have Neo today. I finally have the niobium pipes. My life is so much better now. And also set up a yellow belt. A yellow belt of coke, just because I wanted more coke for my circuit production. So I'm now constantly producing circuits without having a coke bottleneck. We'll see what other bottleneck I end up with over time, but for now it's not going to be coke, because I now have a yellow belt of the stuff coming in. A full throughput potential of coke being converted from tar to coke, and a little bit of heavy oil. Those are the two main things we did today. Otherwise, added a little bit to the mall itself, added the few things for the organic solvent and the ammonia and the hydrogen chloride that I needed in the processing of the niobium. Added them down here so that they're accessible to other things, and they have stuff being brought in, like the copper plates here, and the lamps here, and the urea here. Otherwise, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you are watching the VODs on YouTube, do not forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow to be notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can do all of the social stuff through the links below the video, including supporting Pyanodon's mods development at patreon.com/Pyanodon, and myself at patreon.com/OtakuShowboat. It is the beginning of the month, which means that as of tomorrow, there will be an update vlog being posted onto the YouTube channel. My monthly update vlog that has been graciously rewarded for having a certain amount of people on Patreon. So it is definitely brought to you by the folks on Patreon. These update vlogs. Expect that tomorrow. Expect the updated tutorials to continue as long as we are at so since we hit 15 patrons on Patreon. So again, another one of those powered by Patreon sort of messages. The updated tutorials are happening because of all the support through Patreon and everything that will come after the updated tutorials and such. That's all thanks to those folks. If you want me to stream more, as a reminder, that's the next patron goal for Patreon. At 20 patrons, I will stream an extra stream day. Yeah, that I will add a day, a whole 3-hour block of time for streaming with 5 more patrons on Patreon. So, I will be back again on Tuesday, where we will continue off, and I will build out some unslimed iron processing. I, of course, will see you all then.